All right. Hello. We're doing tech check right now, so just to make sure that, everything is running smoothly and all of that good stuff. So like don't get too excited. I cannot show the phone until until 9 a.m. my time, so in about half an hour. But yes, something will happen. And I also have a review. If you don't have the time to watch the whole live stream, we're gonna go with all that stuff. So hopefully audio is fine. That's what we're a little early to make sure that everything is working. Yeah, and hopefully everything is working well. Okay, I'm showcasing to you the Lemur case right now, as you see, and we'll see if this decides to do better. Nope. Okay, give me a second. Something's going on with this. This is why I wanted to do this a little early, just in case something were to happen, because the camera is not responding right now. Let's see. Aha, perfect. Okay, now we have camera working well. Let me orient it. Yes, there you go. So the so we're going to go over a few things today. I have a few cases that I'm going to be giving away as well. So if you're interested in that, make sure to kind of like do an entry. And not right now. Don't do it right now. We're going to have a time for that, for the giveaway time. And then I'm going to put a poll. I'm going to pick two names and then a poll. And then you guys will vote who deserves it best. So a little bit out of focus. Good. See, this is why I'm doing this a little bit early, just to make sure that everything is good. Just give me a second, guys. All right. Let me go to manual focus. Give me a second. I think that'll be easier. There it is. Nope. Okay. Probably go punch out a little bit. There you go. And now let me go take off those lines. Focus peaking off. Now it's better, right? I think that's better. So hopefully that works great. So this is the Lemur case. As I've said before, it's more of a protective case than a full case for wallet access, but you do have the ability to put in your wallet right here. I have about 4 cards and maybe one more, so about 5 cards, and it's protected by this flap right here, so you can access it when you open, and you also when you put in the phone, right? So and then you kind of like close it. Still has access to speaker grill, all of those good things. So we will go on the kind of like entry mode. I'll put it for like 5 minutes, and then after that. We'll start with the blue one, then we'll go to the red one, and we'll finish with the white one right here. So I can show you the packaging where it comes with. So this is the Lemur Light Phone 3 cover. Very well made, nice. Designed to fit the bare LP3 without a case. This cover is an all-sides protective solution with a few extra features. The perforated area allows the sound from the loudspeaker to come through. The loop on the left side can be used to hang or attach the cover to other objects. So I'll show you that loop. Actually, that was a very nice addition, I thought. That was something that I appreciated. So here is the loop. And you can kind of like, stretch it a little bit and put it through something. So like, you have that right there. Also, if you're on the fence and as a result of this live stream, you find that this has been helpful to you, you can use my link. As always, you can just go get the light phone yourself. But if you want to use my link and support the channel, highly appreciate that. As it supports all the efforts that we're doing here. But I'm really excited about this. There is a lot. I didn't sleep well, honestly, just because of the excitement, because I think a lot of you are going to like what you see. Intro and comments, probably at half an hour. That's when we're going to start. Light phone 3. Actually, in 10 minutes, I'm going to do the first giveaway. That doesn't need to be reflected in the timestamps. Everything will be timestamped here. Overview. And then we're going to do 2 hours, 2 full hours. And I'm going to continue showcasing things that I can showcase, I guess, in the meantime. So this is the case that is extra, does not come with the phone. But here is the Toyo case. So this is the case that it comes in. So like when you open the thing, it comes in this much loved light, and the phone comes inside of here. And it also comes wrapped in this kind of like protecting, just paper. And then you will kind of like take it off, and then the phone will be there. You can take this off, it's recyclable. And then you have a case for, pens or whatever it is that you want to put in there. Maybe it's a key or documents. And then you can close it. These are, I think, like $50 or something like that. I mean, I don't know how much they are, but they're really great. Super sturdy, it's like this very tough, like aluminum material, like metal casing. So it's kind of like an extra bonus that you can have from Toyo. So yeah, it's like super cool. And if you want to just put your pencils for drawing when you bring it, that's something that's good. One more thing that I can show you in the meantime is the packaging. You may have already seen this in the video. So it says here, a tool for better life. The Light Phone Brooklyn, Light Phone 3, Light 3, and when you open it, introducing the Light Phone, a phone designed to give you the tools to flourish as the most thoughtful and intentional version of yourself. It's a tool for better life. And this is kind of like just, a thing that sits on. This is where the case, the big Toyo case, fits in. So, you take it out and that kind of stuff. And then it does come with a braided USB cable that is 1 meter. So the USB cable right there is 1 meter. And yeah, that's what it comes with. That's it. I have a lot of USB cables, so I'm not going to take that one out of mine. But yes, that is all that it comes in the box. And then there's like regulatory information like FCC or CE certification stuff in the back. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff that it comes with. And mine says March 2025, so I assume that yours will say whenever it gets delivered. For those of you that are just showing up, I cannot show the phone until 9 a.m. So 9 a.m. So in about 22 minutes, I will be able to show the phone. We're just starting a little early to, get the things rolling, and also we're gonna do a giveaway. Just one of the cases, then we'll do another one as we go. And please put your questions, as much as possible. In there are some questions that we're gonna bring from Reddit as well. So that is something that it's going to happen, right? So yeah, I'm really excited about showcasing the phone to you. And yeah, I hope everything works for the better. Okay. There is a lot. It's a lot happening, a lot of stuff, but I can tell you that I'm super excited about just like how everything is going to work and how the phone has performed. Then there are other things that will happen soon. And yeah, again, we'll go over all the features and what's coming and, all the stuff like that. So you can come back in 20 minutes if you want to see the device. And yeah, so, we'll figure it out. So you asked why can we see the phone till 9 or 20 minutes? There's an embargo, so that's what reviewers we can't not show the phone until that time. So that's just kind of like how it works in the world of reviewers. And yeah, so some people say, is it possible to punch out a little on the camera? Yeah, for sure. I can go a little bit. Is that good? That better? I think that gives a little bit more space. Hopefully there it is. Hopefully that's good. Yeah. So I can showcase Light Phone 2, make sure that the focus is good. There it is, it's working. Yep, so we're good, right? Better? Yeah? Okay, good, perfect. And yeah, I have a few friends showing up, I see. Yeah, so why don't we get started in 4 minutes? We're gonna do the first giveaway of the case. So if you want to go over a few things, like just kind of like understanding the kind of like questions and kind of stuff. It's a bit blurry. I wonder. Let me see. Let me see on my end, because the thing is that sometimes. Let me just make sure that my settings are correct and that I'm punching out output. Yeah, it's at 1080. It may be the stream. So sometimes YouTube limits the stream to a certain latency. So later on it's going to look, kind of adjust your video settings on your browser. So that's kind of stuff. Somebody says why the sound is kind of hard to hear. There you go. Like I can punch it up a little bit more. Is this better? This is why I wanted to go a little bit, early, just to make sure that all of the technology would be working. Yeah. So, okay. Let me double check. And yeah, that's why I came a little early, just to make sure, okay, everything's working well. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's true. The phone is a little blurry. I can see it on my. Okay, let me see if I can adjust that. Yeah, I can see it now. I'm seeing it when I'm going into it. So, boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's see. Okay, there you go. And we're going back. That's clear, or as clear as it can get. Let's just make sure that that's there. Okay, let's try it again. Hopefully that's a little better. Yeah, the screen is a little blurry. I don't know why. Okay, yeah, there you go. Okay, that's better. Yeah, well, that is as best as it's going to be. Sometimes because it's a small object. Oh, it's definitely distorted. Audio is distorted? Okay. Okay, see, this is why I just wanted to show up early, make sure that everything is, working and having everything. So, yeah. Lowering the gain, making sure that everything's good. Okay. So as I said before, we are showcasing the phone in just a second for reasons of kind of like embargo. I cannot showcase it until 15 minutes from now. I just came in early to make sure that we have all the tech check, and that kind of stuff. So yeah. Okay, perfect. And let's go for. I'm just gonna put that in the notes. As always, I try to put everything on the, intro and tech check, and then we're gonna start. Okay, so now we have the giveaway. So the first thing that we're gonna do to kind of prime it up is the blue case for the Lemur case. So right here. So if you want to win this, put in a comment. I'm gonna close. So I'll give like 2 minutes. So if you want to win the blue case, then you can go for it right now. So just put entry, and then I'm gonna pick 2 names, and you guys are gonna vote. And then that person will need to send me their information. You can send an email to me or contact me on Reddit, all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, of course, like we're going to showcase the phone. Just wait 15 minutes, 15 more minutes, and like that kind of stuff. So 8:47, there is no more entries for this case. So yes, I will not. Just comment entry, please. Just comment entry. And then I will pick 2 names. I will go through it in about a minute. Oh my gosh. And then I'm going to pick 2 names. I'm going to put in a poll, and then you guys will vote. That sounds fair. Like I'll try to be as random as possible. And there are 2 more cases that we'll be giving away today. So, hey, that's okay. Like, that's just going to happen. So, okay, 1 more minute, and then, we'll kind of just go for that. And please, I know some of you are going to just spam entry, but I mean, if I don't read your name, don't worry. Like we'll figure it out. Like I see Matthew, like entry. I get that, but if you do it once, that would have been good too. I'm going to scroll all the way up. All right, stop commenting entry now. And then I'll go over it. And I mean, I just want some people to win it, so it's all a good thing either way. So like, somebody will win. All right. So I'll stop commenting now. Let's see. All right. I'm going to try to go with people that I see that they didn't comment multiple times as much as possible, of course. Let's see. All right. And if I get it wrong, I mean, I get it wrong. And like, you'll have another opportunity, and we'll learn out of this. I've never done a live giveaway. So, it's kind of just like some of those things that you're learning. Okay. I see Isaac didn't comment too many times, so we're going to give him a chance. Let's see. Where was it? There's so many entries that, I'm just kind of looking into it. All right. Let's see. And this one too. So Willow and Isaac Leeson. So you guys can vote. Isaac Leeson and Willow. Yeah, start the poll. I've never done this. This is kind of like new. You guys vote, whoever you want to give it to, and don't worry, there's 2 more. No, you could comment many times. I just picked 2, but don't worry. Next time we'll do a little bit. We'll do a little bit more. We'll figure it out. So, and we'll end the poll in like 2 minutes. So, yeah, so vote, and then give yourself. Matthew, hey, you'll have another chance. Don't worry. There's 2 more cases, so we'll figure it out. We'll figure that out for you guys. Yes. Everyone that's asking, am I going to show the phone? Yes, I will. In about 10 minutes, that's going to happen. Also, my review is going to come out. So, yeah. All right. 1 more minute to vote if you are interested in voting. And we'll go from there, The other 2 cases are red and white. Yeah. All right. Kyle, we'll get to the next giveaway in just a second. Next time we'll just be like 1 entry per person. That way we can have like a nice list, and I can just like, oh yeah, I picked somebody. So, okay. So I think Willow is at this point has pretty much won. I'll end the poll in just a second. And yeah, again, there'll be another giveaway after we kind of like satiate all of the good stuff that it's going to happen with um yeah, with the phone, So yeah, yeah. Don't copy paste entry. That's the goal. The goal is to just get one entry per person. That's the goal. All right. Willow, you have one. Please contact me either via email. So my email is on my about page for the for kind of like this whole thing. Like like if you go to my YouTube page, there's an about. You can contact me there, and also you can send me a Reddit if you're on Reddit, or if you're on the Lightphone Discord. You can also kind of like send me a message there. Just send me your address, and we'll figure it out. So so I don't forget, I'll probably send it next week. I'm going on a trip right after this, so I'll just put here Willow, and then we'll figure it out, that kind of stuff. And don't worry, you'll have a different. We'll have other opportunities. I do have other phones that I would like to compare to the Lightphone 3. And I guess I'll do you a sneak peek right there. Boom, right there. And I do have the Lightphone 3 as Lightphone 2 as a comparison, because it's a direct comparison. And also you have the minimal phone, which has started to ship to a lot of other people. And I'm really excited about that too. It's really excited to see other devices, other stuff that's happening in the minimalist space. And I'm just kind of like happy about that. Okay, 9 more minutes. So, we will kind of like showcase the phone. We're going to go over like a lot of these things and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'm just really excited to showcase the phone to you guys. It's been a very good experience for a week. And of course, my review is essentially just a week of the phone, and my thoughts for a week. But I believe that the phone is just going to continue getting better and better. And I'm really, really excited. So 8 more minutes. So till we get to see the phone in full glory without an embargo. And yeah, let's see, what else can I share? I shared some of the unboxing, some of that stuff, tech check. We already did a lot of these things. Yeah. So, the case. You guys want to? I see a few people saying like, so the case it's really nice material. Let me take out my cards so that I can like. Here, I'll just keep these two. So. Yeah, so here's the case, very nice material, the recycled leather. It does have this button, like, it's very satisfying to kind of like click it in. So I really like that. And then you have the right here, it says Lemur because it's made by them. The holes, the performance for the music is not a problem. So it's not a big issue. And on the back, it has this kind of like slide for the cards. So, you kind of like just put it here. And it's hard to access it from the back. So like if you're trying to fish, right here, it's very difficult. Not impossible, but it's very difficult. So the mechanism is actually to open and slide. So open and slide instead of like through the back. I do think there may be a tweak that could be done in order for these cards to happen in a different way. But it is what it is at this point. So yeah. Okay. 6 more minutes. We're getting there. And I think some of you asked if I have used the LP3 in the other case, the one from the Lightphone team, and I have not. They have not sent those accessories for me to test, so I don't have any experience with that. But once I do, I'll let you know. So and we'll go over questions. We'll go over those kind of things. I think Matthew had a good question apparently. Can you text photos? I can tell you that. Yeah. You can. I'll show you how it works. I'll go through all of the features and like slowly, and kind of like go through everything, so that you guys can see kind of like a walkthrough. Hey, how is this, happening? To be frank, I couldn't sleep last night. I had such a difficult time because I'm so excited to showcase the phone in this setting, because I know there are some things that I didn't cover in the review, and I wanted to do a more of like a tour, right? Like, kind of like going for it. Um, is it possible for you to just send me an email if you want the dimensions for the Melita Compact? I believe they are in the Indiegogo as well. So yeah, 5 more minutes and we'll get to see the phone. I do have to post my review in a few places, so I'm really excited about that too. I'm just excited to see what other people say about it too. I'm kind of interested to see what mainstream reviewers. There's a lot of bigger reviewers than me, and they have their own opinions about this phone and about what everything is going to be. And I think that you should listen to all of the opinions, like people who have used dumb phones for a while, people who haven't. What are the qualms? What are the ideas? Can you make this happen? And in my review, I start by pointing the improvements that can be done already. After a week, I noticed a few things that need to be the improvement. And I also mentioned, like, the idea of a light phone is for you to be more mindful with your technology. And I hope that more people think it in those terms instead of like just another consumerist kind of like, I just bought it because it's cool, which is fine if you want to just buy it because it's cool. But I hope it supports your lifestyle as it has mine. So, and I'm really excited about that. 4 more minutes. I know there's a lot of viewers. I know some of you are impatient. I'm impatient as well. I wish I would have been able to already show to you all of this. But I had a week with it, and I can tell you there are some amazing things. I do have a video that I'll show you of like how the GPS works as I was taking the bus. And it works with some of these things that kind of already confirmed, like transit and kind of how everything works. But yeah, one of the things that I think it's going to improve a lot, or needs to be improved, is just kind of unlock all of the potential. There's a lot of potential that are that's kind of happening, right now. There are like potential missing pieces because it hasn't been developed yet. But I'm really happy that it's going to be a better kind of like just environment and all of those things. Okay, 300 people. I think this is the most people we ever had on the live stream, and that's cool. Thank you for the support, everybody. If you want to follow up on more news and more ideas, make sure to hit the subscribe button and like this video. That helps, kind of like the algorithm get it well. Yeah. So 2 more minutes, and yeah. Jose, is the LP3 you had on V440? No, I think it's in V470. So it's like quite some ways ahead. I can check right now. Yep, V470. That's where it's at. So, do you do all of your social media stuff on a computer and then go off grid? Yeah, pretty much that's essentially how I do most of the things. Sometimes I do have a work phone. It's a smart device. And sometimes I check stuff there when it's absolutely necessary, but most of the time I just don't. So, there is also an update that is coming very soon. Okay. Let me make sure that I get this right, and that at 9, when it hits 9 in my monitor, I can just like slide this super quick because I know you guys are you guys really want to see this. So I want to be as timely as possible so we can get through the walkthrough, but. Yeah, I'm really excited. Really happy. This is a very good device. And yeah, it's just going to be a good experience for a lot of you. And if you've been waiting for it, it's worth the wait. It's worth the wait. And sometimes we get impatient, but I think it's going to be super, super good. All right, 20 seconds apparently, according to Matthew. Just waiting. Once it hits 9, I will show you. All right, come on. 9. All right, perfect. No more embargo. Here's the Light Phone 3. I'm really excited to show this to you. First of all, the light wheel is the first feature that I've been in love with. I'm super happy with it just because you can adjust the brightness. So throughout the day, you can put it all the way up, and at night, you can just go all the way down. And I'm so excited about that. So the Light Phone 3 is an amazing design. Let's start with the hardware, as I did in my review. But I'm just really happy that this is very durable and super industrial. So one of the things that a lot of people were maybe afraid of is that it was going to be a fingerprint magnet because of the new thing. But the ability, or like just the way that it works, the way that it does things, you just wipe it, and like you see my fingerprint there, but you pass a clean sheet or whatever, and you cannot even see it. It's super matte, and I just love that they did this design, did this amazing thing where the device just responds. It just it just flies through everything. It just goes super fast. You don't have any issues. And when it comes to how it feels in the hand, I was very worried that it was going to feel like super wide or very different. But let me show you something. So let me go to my mom, and you can still text one-handed. Of course, I'm making mistakes right now, but it's doable. It's completely doable. There are some optimizations that may need to be made for the future, but as you see, I made some mistakes right there. And if you press heart, the kind of right there, you can fix it. So this is a text. Boom, right there. So that's a text. Now that's how it works. But as you see, the responsiveness of the device is just fast. It's just great. It just goes through it, and it feels great in the hand. It is a little bit cold to the touch. That is something that I kind of found that I prefer to put it in the case. So, because it's a little cold to the touch. So you kind of hey, I want to put it in the case. Oh, give me a second. So right there, put it in the case. And taking it out is not that difficult, but there's this flap, kind of you want to kind of put it right there. It does have a flashlight that gets activated by the side button. However, this does not work when the phone is turned off, when the interface is turned off, right? So when that interface is turned on, then you can use this. So that may reduce some of the accidental presses because it only works when this is on. So as you see, now it's off, and I can click it as many times as I want, but it's not going to react. But when it's on, boom, we go back, and there it is, the flashlight functionality. I'm so happy that the speaker is extremely loud. We're talking about 100 dB roughly. I just love how that works, and it's just kind of it's super loud. Maybe I'll do a podcast because I don't want to get copyrighted. Let's see. This is my local city cast, and of course, right now you're listening to.
Is right around the corner. It's on Saturday, March 29th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Asterisk. Get your tickets now, and you can look forward to sweet.
So that's an example, and of course, I'm putting the speaker through the mic, but you can just put it in the middle of your kitchen and start doing chores, and you can listen to it. Whereas with the Light Phone 2, it wasn't like that. It was a very tiny speaker, and you could you could barely kind of get through some things, right? Okay. Some people are saying focus. So let's try. Okay, let me punch in a little bit. That way we can have a better. There it is. Okay, that probably is a little better. Yes. So again, the phone just flies. Everything that you kind of go through it. The camera, right? You have the camera button, which allows you to, hey, viewfinder right there. You can also do a selfie mode. Hello, this is me. And you can also do video, so video is allowed. I'll showcase some samples in just a second, but you can also go to the album area, and here's the album area. You can take some pictures, kind of go through different things. You can play the video, right? So like I was with some friends taking a video. What else? Let me see. Making sure that I'm hitting the right thing. I've shared some pictures in the section. What's it called? Like, I will share some no video from selfie camera. Yeah, some people ask that. So I will share some pictures. I have shared some pictures in the Discord without saying that it was from the iPhone 3. The focus issue is when you move the camera around. Might be better to punch out and then focus. You have more flexibility to move around. Okay, the camera is still out of focus. Okay, we did a tech check. Let me just double check some of these things. All right. Okay, I see. It is a little bit out of focus. Yes, that's fine. Let me bring back my focus speaking just to kind of like get it right once. And all right, give me a second. Okay, let's go. We'll punch out a little bit so that we can see the whole thing. Okay, I mean, that's as focus as it's going to get. So, right there. Yep, that's the most that we're going to get through this. Okay, cool. Hopefully that looks better. Perfect. Okay. Yes, so again, the phone just flies. The podcast was revamped, so now you have access to a little bit of a better configuration. And then, we're like right there, autoplay. You can go through your podcasts, kind of like list. It's faster. As you see, like I'm scrolling back and forth, and it kind of just goes like, oh, hey, like, do you want more podcasts? Do you want to download? Like, do you want to go to whatever it is? And then you can just click the menu and it goes back and forth. Like, it's just super fast. Yeah. Okay. So let's get to questions. And I hope that this is able to kind of give you an idea, right? So, and I'm just happy that everything is, how can I say it? So when I had the iPhone 2, the interface sometimes felt a little bit clunky. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So the interface sometimes felt a little bit clunky on the iPhone 2. And, like everything going and accessing some of the apps was slow, as you see right there. But here, when I click podcasts, it just goes to podcasts. And it's just like, right there, super fast, has the ability to go through everything. Here is more deliberate and a little bit slower, right? So it's just kind of like, what's your preferred methodology, right? So I personally think that the iPhone 3 has improved over everything that the iPhone 2 did well, and now make it even better. Okay, now let's go through one or each of the areas slowly, and kind of like go through it like that. So phone, you have your contacts, you have the ability to kind of go through them, add new contacts. If you want to import your contacts, you can do that on the dashboard. So that is not an issue. In phone, here's my mom. You can call people. The call quality is excellent. I will say 9 out of 10, essentially. And I can say that it's just very, very, very good. So call quality, excellent. Everybody hears me really well. And you have the availability for, just like having an excellent call quality. Text messaging. So as you see, I was typing before, so it saved my draft. So this is a text. You can delete it, of course. And you can also add some emoji. They are limited to this emoji that showcase right here. And you can also add a picture that you already took. So let's say that picture. you can just add it, and you can send it. And send it to my mom. She's going to be like, why is he sending me this? But it is what it is. You also have the ability to capture directly from the camera right there. And you also have the ability to do voice to text. So voice to text just, kind of like picks up your voice and gets that kind of stuff, whatever it is that it does. Okay. And you kind of go back and forth, and then it kind of just shows up right there. So there you go. It does work with group text messages. So group text messages, here's a group text message with my friends. And as you see, there is no RCS. That's my wife giving a thumbs up. So she has a smartphone, and boom, she tried to do a thumbs up. So I get the thumbs up to, okay, I have indeed decided, whatever it is that we are trying to do. Okay. So that's that. Let's see what else. So that's phone. Then you have camera, which is kind of self-explanatory. You have the ability to take pictures. Let me show you some pictures. And of course, this will not be fully representative. You're looking at it through a screen, and I'm showing you through a screen. Oh yes, you can view pictures on the phone. So like when you send a picture, you can also view it if you tap on the icon right there. Whereas on the iPhone 2 you couldn't, now you can. All right, let's see. Let me go through my viewfinder so that I can get you some of those pictures. Let me show you this one. And let's go to window capture. And let's go to, what is it called? QuickTime or images. There's a lot more that I will say over time, like about some of these things. Preview, that's what it's called. Okay, give me a second, guys. Preview, where are you at? P. Oh, it's not showing up. Okay, let's see if we can... Okay, it's not showing for some reason. But I think I can do this. I can show the browser, and I can pull it to the browser, right? That's a thing. Picture-wise, let me see. Browser, right here. Perfect. I believe. Yep, there it is. Okay, cool. I'll show you a few pictures. New tab. Let me just do that, and then I'll put another picture in there. Something more airy, I guess. And then let's do another picture. Give me a second. This is a picture of my dog. Okay, new tab. Let's just picture of, this is more airy picture. And one more. Give me one more. Just give me 1 second. I'm trying to set these up. Yeah, this one right here. Okay, let's go through a few pictures. Right there. Boom. So this is a picture I took on a walk with friends. We were kind of like going through the downtown area. So, here's a scooter. And as you see right there, pretty much everything is legible. It's not going to be the most amazing camera in the world. I don't think it's still not there yet where it can compete against iPhones, Pixels, that kind of stuff. But they have been making some refinements and improvements, and this is kind of like their first pass through. So I expect it to get better. This is another picture that I took right there, construction. As you see right there, you can read the 60G or the John Deere. Is very doable, very legible. Let's move to my dog. You can see his details. He's a good boy. He's sitting, always doing the best. Yeah. Then you have low light. Performance is adequate. I would say this is probably the area where it can be a little bit better. But in low light, of course, the camera does a little bit worse than with plenty of light. But I think it's still very good, very adequate. As you see right there, we can still read stand in the step well. and that is, some ways away. But this is probably the area where processing in the image can be better, can be, kind of like going into that area and just be a little bit better, right? So like if there's an area of improvement for the phone, this is probably not competing against like an iPhone 16 or something like that, but maybe like, older generations, but it's good. I mean, it's good. It's legible. Like you can get through stuff like right there. You can kind of like say that probably says door. It does says door, like that's the train station, right? But it does decently well, right? So I do have a few other samples. Let me bring them in. So here is the Little Man ice cream near Denver. And as you see right there, you can clearly, legibly, people are, just hanging around and kind of going over it. And then I did a close shot. So here's a more like close up. Macro, I found it to be a little bit more struggling, maybe because of the fixed focus. It does have a 28 millimeter aspect, right? Like, for when taking the pictures, but you can still read, most things legibly. Let me see what else. The selfie camera has a lot of work to be done. I'll show you a picture of my dog, my wife, and I. Yeah, so like this is us, but it does have some work, like it's not the best. But Luca is always a good boy, as you see right there. Yeah, so there you go. That's kind of like the camera performance as of right now. I will probably, what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump some of these other pictures and kind of like things so that you can inspect them, and I'll probably put them on like a drive and you can download them and, kind of like go for that, right? But it's extremely adequate, very good. I mean, best camera in a dumb phone by far. So that is something that, it just kind of like does extremely well. So I'm very, very happy about it. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay. Oh, okay. We have gone through 17 minutes of kind of like a walkthrough. Let's continue going through the walkthrough. I think that will be extremely helpful. Sorry, I hit the camera. Okay. Directions. Actually, I can show you a video for directions. That will be more helpful. Let me see. Where is that video? Where are you? Oh, the format for the pictures is JPEG, and the format for the video is, I can tell you, I saw it the other, I think it's just MP4. Okay, I can't find it, but once I have it, I'll be able to say it. Downloads, maybe. Where is it? Where is my? I was working on this the other day, so. Aha, here it is. Let me see if it's going to let me show you this video. Hopefully it will. Let's go here to window capture, and let's go to, what is this called? QuickTime. If it's not, can I just show in the browser? I think I should be able to. Aha, boom, what's up? Browser is a saver again. Let's go back to the browser to show you how the GPS works. So this is GPS performance. Yep, and here it is. So it locks, I mean, within like 30 seconds or so, I would say. Like it's very fast. So it just, hey, this is, kind of like the lock. And it gives you the directions that you need. This was on a little trip that I was doing. And yeah, I mean, it just kind of follows. You are not able to zoom in, zoom out right now, but that is coming. That is something that they're working on. And yeah, it just kind of like follows the vehicle that you're driving in and redirects you as hey, you take a right, but I didn't take a right there. So boom, it says, okay, hey, you're missing the path. You need to go back, right? And the voice is very soothing. So if you recall on the Light Phone 2, the voice was definitely not soothing at all. And here, because I'm going in the bus, it's kind of like just redirecting. But the voice was very robotic. The voice in the Light Phone 3 is extremely soothing, very nice to hear via headphones or via anything. So yeah, here's the bus, just kind of like keeps going in the wrong direction. and then it tells you like, hey, you need to go back. Hey, do a U-turn, like, turn in this way, right? So it starts going with you, matching the cadence and the speed and the everything that is just happening. But it works without hiccups, and it just kind of goes fast. And it just redirects, right? So like, when you're going in the car, and it kind of like if you take a left and you took the wrong one, it will just say like, hey, redirect. It's like, so redirect to this. You can't see it in this specific video because it's just saying like take a U-turn, right? So it just remaps and it gives you another route. So it's very easy, and it works like any regular GPS. So it just tells you like, hey, in the next right, take a right or take a left, or like do a U-turn, or it just kind of constantly redirects you to, so it gives you that. Yeah. So like no problems navigating, no issues whatsoever with how the device, operates in this particular case. So it does it quickly, and again, it just doesn't showcase the best in this video. I actually have here. Let me see if I can do that. So I took this video with the iPhone. Give me a second. I'm going to upload this other video that I have that it shows like, oh, hey, you went the wrong way, and then I'll just kind of show it in the later on the directions. I think it's that one. I'll just upload them all, and then I'll figure it out which one it is. Yeah, just give me a second. Videos are only on the back camera, and not on the front camera. On the front camera is only a selfie. Things that are still not live. So I saw a few questions, and I'm trying to get to them, but that's the kind of stuff. So eSIM was not live last week, and it's coming, I believe, today. They're trying to implement it today. I have not tested because I don't have the eSIM on my personal kind of like eSIM working on my personal line, but I'm going to test that. And then fingerprint, I believe they were also pushing an update today, and yeah, it's kind of just like how it works. So I showed you directions, calendar, very good, very easy. So you can view the month. Everything is super fast. Oh, give me 1 second. It's not live. So here's the calendar. It syncs with Google Calendar or with Apple Calendar. And everything that has a dot is a meeting that you may have. So there it is. I have a meeting on Friday, August the 29th. And of course, as your schedule kind of like packs up, you're able to have it right there. I'll get to more questions, guys. Just like let me go through the walkthrough first, and then we'll go on that. So you also have the ability to manual sync the calendar, and you also have the ability to have a few extra settings. Here, let's view month. Add an event that syncs with your calendar, and that's just something that yeah. So that's the kind of stuff that just works, right? Okay. What else? Next, the directory. The directory tool is a tool to help with your directions. So when you go to the directions tool, you don't have access to a good database of businesses and their phone numbers. But here, let's see. Born to Bake. That's like local business. Born to, no, sorry. Born to Bake. And there's just one that's in Main Street, Littleton. And it tells you like, okay, here's the address. This is when it closes, customer rating, yada, yada, yada. And you can press this and it will give you the directions automatically, or you can call them if they have a phone number, which they do. Then you have music. I have loaded 3 songs. As of right now, they have not unlocked all of the storage. So the storage of the device is 128 gigs. And the 128 gigs is great, but they haven't unlocked more availability. So you're limited to the initial 1 gig, but they're hoping to expand it further. So they're going to allow you to use more. That was in the improvements. And again, there is an update that is happening today that is going to bring a lot of more of these enhancements. And I will do another review later on to update you on all of that. Oh, and that update is going to bring playlists. That update is going to bring album and artists and more management and larger libraries. So yeah, let's go to Hotspot. Hotspot works, no issues, extremely fast, super fast, because the phone has access to kind of like more bands and also 5G, of course. So you have the ability to, just do things faster and just better. That's Hotspot. Notes. Notes is easy. So the notes, you can either compose a text note or you can do a voice note. So you can record yourself, and the quality has been quite impressive. I guess I can show you a little bit here. You can record yourself, and the quality has been quite impressive. I guess I can show you a little bit here. So that's, again, it's through a microphone and whatnot, but it's pretty loud and it captures a wide able, if you're in a conference and you're trying to get you're trying to get some of that, it will just be, it'll just be a little bit better, right? Okay. Alarm. Still pretty similar to how the Light Phone 2 worked. So 2:30 a.m. or p.m. You set it up. You want to add another one. 5:20. There it is. And you can have that alarm. You can repeat it daily or not. And that's about it. There is no management for days yet. It's again very similar to what it was before. Calculator. 3 plus 3. 6 plus 6. 12 minus 6. Oh. 0. Divided by 0. Nothing. So that's just that. And then a timer. So it does have a timer, that you can set up. And then settings, which is notifications, preferences, Bluetooth, account info. Okay. 2 things that you can now see. And Piano Man already showed the podcast app. Go back. I showed you the new videos and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So 2 things that I love. I 1,000% love about this phone. Number 1, the volume controls. You now have the ability to set up your ringer volume, your alarm volume, your in-call volume, and your media volume completely separate. So you don't have to be, the alarm is going to sound, but if I'm in a meeting, I don't want a text to come, yada, yada, yada. And I just want to make sure that it's such a great thing. Personally, I love it that they have this control. I love it. Just made things way easier. And now there are different levels for different things. Then the next thing that I love is that you can set up your calls, messages, and alarms different and separate ringtones, which we couldn't do in the Light Phone 2. And this is such a very, it's such a basic feature of other phones, but it's just something that, I'm really happy about because you're able to set up the different ones, right? And, I guess I'll showcase them. So those are some, and I'm just happy that you're able to set up the different things for messages, different things for calls, different things for the alarms and for the alerts. So I'm just happy that that's the case. That has been my favorite feature by far. and you're able to just kind of like, go through it. New activity, you're able to keep it on and off, depending on like what it is, right? Okay. Next thing that I love, this is my favorite thing by far, is battery life. Battery life is so good, guys. Oh my, and girls, ladies and gentlemen, the battery life is amazing. And I didn't think that I was going to keep the phone, right? So like, I didn't think I was going. I thought that I was going back to the iPhone 2 because I was like, yeah, I love the iPhone 2. Size comparison. I guess we can do some size comparison right now. But like, yeah, like it's just a little bit larger. Definitely wider, right? Like, thicker. And I was just like, I love the Light Phone 2. I just love that it's just like, really nice to use. And yes, it is quirky, but I've gotten used to it over the past 5 years. And it's great. I love it. I love my Light Phone 2. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Oh, give me a second. My feed went bust. What is going on? Technology. Why are you failing me? Let's go back. Give me a second. Okay. Give me a second, guys. Something happened. There it is. Okay. So yeah. So I love my iPhone 2. It's great. It's amazing. It's good, but the battery life was subpar. That's just what it is. It's a day, 2 max. With the iPhone 2, with the iPhone 3, love it. I mean, I went literally 86 hours of battery life. 86 hours of battery life with my usage, right? And I'm a very minimal usage, so I understand that. But even when I was putting it through the ringer, trying it out, 2 full days of battery life, 48 hours of battery life. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so great. I'm sure it is not up to par with like other devices that have like massive batteries, and that kind of stuff. And I was just like, okay, I cannot go back to my Light Phone 2 when it, strugglingly gives me that like 2-day battery life. Now I can go like 3+ days on minimal use, almost 4 days on minimal use. I mean, I was just like, wow, 86 hours. That's just crazy. I was like, this is what we want out of a functional basic device, something that works. And I wish that they would have packed it even a little bit more. Like if they would have been able to pack it like maybe 300 more battery kind of like components, right? Like, so if they have gone from 1800 milliamps to like 2100 milliamps, it would have been like even better. Like, if, whoa, like, 4 or 5 days or like something like that. But I think, and the reason why is it's just about the specs. It's the processor, right? That's just how it works. And, I prefer that to some of that stuff, right? So lovely. My 2 favorite features are that alarm ringer, like, kind of like going through that, and the battery life. So yeah, but it's just amazing. And it's finally a modern phone that works for a lot more people, right? So like there are other options in the market and they're more niche and they do last like 3 days, 2-3 days. But the problem is that they either don't work in certain countries or they, don't do certain other things. And it's just kind of like frustrating, right? Let me see if this has uploaded. Okay, so it has uploaded. I'll show you some extra stuff. Here is an iPhone for comparison for size. This is a mini version, of course, of the iPhone. And, of course, it's wider. So on the wide front, but not by much. It's not like massive. Like, it's just a little bit, just like right here. Let's put it like right there. So as you see, boom, it's just a little bit wider. But it does feel great in the hand. So that's just for a little comparison right there. Yeah, so those are my favorite things. Those are the things. Okay, and this is the thing. This is the thing that I love about the iPhone 3 more than also other things, is that I know that the company has a track record of improving their products, and they're going to support it all the way until it cannot be used anymore. And that gives me the confidence to say, I'm happy with my purchase. Yes, it's not cheap. Yes, it's not, something that most people are going to use. In certain aspects, it's not going to work for everybody. But if it's going to fit your lifestyle, I think this device is the gold standard. And it's going to tell you how it's going to, like, if it's going to support your lifestyle, it's going to be an excellent purchase, because over time it's going to be cheaper and cheaper. There are other improvements coming in tow, and they're going to be happening. So, again, in the future. Okay, let's go through Q&A. Let me just give me 1 second. I need to go to my timestamps, because I like to keep everything timestamped. So we have been at 1 hour now, and 1 hour and 5 minutes. So now we're going to get to Q&A 1. Perfect. And then I do want to do a giveaway at some point. And then we're going to go to more kind of like Q&A, more detailed, and that kind of stuff. Okay. All right. So let me get started. So some of you have been asking for plans for WhatsApp. No, that's not happening anytime soon. RCS is also, I don't think it's happening anytime soon. Those are definitely detriments for a lot of people, but it's just, do you need it, right? So that's just kind of like what it is. Are you going to wait until they release it? And can you do it, right? So I personally think, don't get this if you really need WhatsApp. Don't get this if you really need RCS. And I just really think that it's not going to come, in 2 months. It's probably going to be a little bit more time. Same thing with like other tools like Rideshare, Spotify. They're working on some things. I've talked with Joe, and he has said that, hey, they're trying to bring some of these things and trying to allow some of this kind of stuff. So yeah, it just kind of works, right? Let's see, more questions. Somebody asked about haptics. So haptics, very good. Like when you're kind of like going through the phone, you feel a vibration, and kind of like going through it. And I personally think that, it's actually strong, right? So like the haptics on the iPhone 2 were very tiny, but this one is kind of like just way better. You feel it throughout. It could use an improvement on the vibration motor, like a little bit stronger, but it's very good. Voice messages are not live yet, but Joe has spoken about getting that very, very soon. So that is not available yet. But I have seen early kind of like builds, and I think Joe showed it that he's kind of trying to get some of that. Okay. AirPods do work. Bluetooth connectivity can use some refinement. And personally, I think that can be improved. And I believe that you're going to be kind of like working on it. It's just going to be, it needs to be refined a little bit, but my AirPods connected, AirPods 4, I have the 4th generation, and since they have the mechanism for noise on the AirPod itself, then it works, but pause and play still does not work. Okay. No, texting is not encrypted, Sagar, not yet. They're not working on RCS, so, that kind of stuff. But yes, it does work with AirPods. You're able to connect your Bluetooth. Some devices, like my Sennheiser headphones, the Bluetooth controls did work, but the controls for the the Bluetooth controls can be improved, and they can be more reliable, in my opinion. Okay, let's see. In 1 minute or less, what was covered during the first 30 minutes of the stream? Nothing important, Wayne. That was just kind of like tech check, and that kind of stuff. So yeah. All right, let's continue. Oh yes, NFC. So NFC is not live yet. They're working on a wallet tool, but it's not live yet. And I think it's just going to get unlocked and going to get better over time. Okay. Is it more responsive like the light phone? Yeah, so that top button not bug, but like just optimization of the area. Here, let's go to the podcast. So if you go to something and you want to go back, I mean, it's definitely more responsive, but you have to hit it right. Sometimes I may be hitting here at the top, like right here, just above, and I'm not hitting the actual arrow. So you have to hit like a little bit under for it to work a little bit better. The podcast tool, you can load any podcast via the dashboard. So don't, it's just like better to load it that way. That's how it works. So like you load it to the dashboard, but you have access to pretty much every podcast, and you can download whatever it is that you want, and have that availability in there. Okay. Let me go to Reddit. So in Reddit, there were a few questions, and I'm gonna go through some of them. But I'm really happy about light, like the light phone, and everything that has been working. Let me go to questions from the Reddit. Okay, so how has battery life been? Excellent, 4 days, but I expect it for most people 2 to 3 days. Call quality, excellent, 9 out of 10. Very loud, everybody hears me, no problem. Was it a seamless transition from the LP2? There was no automatic backup, but they're working on it, so I hope that comes soon. I show you some pictures. That was one question. And noticeable bugs, nothing major, honestly. I think there is a sound bug sometimes, but it clears itself, honestly, and I haven't noticed it many times. I noticed it once. Typing experience with one hand, I can showcase that. So, I think I did it a little bit earlier. But, hi, this is a one. Oh, okay. Give me a second. It's not showing. Sorry. One. Oh, handed typing experience. It's pretty nice. Can't complain, to be honest. But of course, 2 thumbs is just better. So personally, I think. Okay, let's continue. Wi-Fi calling. Yes, so a lot of people have been asking me about Wi-Fi calling. I haven't had the opportunity to test Wi-Fi calling because I haven't lost signal at all. Like I've been in the depths of buildings connected with Wi-Fi, by the way. No notice that it doesn't drop your connection, like how the Light Phone 2 had some difficulty remembering certain Wi-Fi networks. Yeah, so some of that stuff is kind of like outside of my control. And yeah, so like I haven't been able to test. However, I'm going to the mountains this weekend. And I know for a fact that there are some dead zones. And I do have a powerful kind of like Verizon Wi-Fi hotspot. So I'm going to be connecting it and seeing what works and what doesn't. My expectation is that calls are going to work and texts are not. That's just what I expect. Huh. That was interesting. I think it... did you guys see that? Okay. There was a thumbs up. I don't know what happened. So that's my expectation. Samples of video footage. I don't have any yet. I have one with friends, but I kind of don't want to put them on the internet. So I'll be showcasing. I'll be getting some video this weekend as I go on a trip to the mountains, and yeah, I'll release it to the larger public on the Reddit, or something like that. What else? More questions. Yes. So I'll be testing more Wi-Fi calling throughout. Again, I only had 1 week, and there's only certain scenarios that I had. Okay. Do people around notice the device? Yes, plenty of people notice around the device. What has been my favorite feature? Battery life has been my favorite feature, but they haven't added anything extra. I think I like the camera. I've been playing around with it. It was kind of cool, but it's not like a new feature. It's just like a new capability that the phone has, right? But it's pretty good. And I found myself taking more pictures, I guess, but not being distracted, right? So like when I wanted to take a picture, I just went, take a picture, I put it back in my pocket. Pocketability. That's a good question. Pocketability. So how pocketable is this device? So a lot of people have, probably, some concerns about pocketability. It does feel odd in your front pocket. So for some reason, the pocketability of the device, I will give it maybe like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. It's doable, but yeah, like I don't feel like it's weird. Like, you get used to it pretty quickly. The first day I was like, it's a little wider. I can feel it in my pants, right? Like, going around, wiggling a little bit. But yeah, yeah, so like that's kind of like how it works. However, when I used the case, the Lemur case, it felt even more comfortable, and I feel like maybe it's because it was a protective pouch, so I didn't feel like very kind of like, oh man, what's going on? Like, what's going to happen here? Like, am I gonna drop it? Now, durability. Have I dropped it? No, I haven't dropped it at all. And I personally think that it's going to do more damage to whatever surface you drop it on than it's going to be that's going to be like damage to the phone. It feels really solid in the hand, and like the corners and the kind of like, like when you're kind of like going into it. And I think if you want to go into more durability, I think once Jerry Rig gets his hands in it, he'll test more of that. But I did not feel like, oh, if this drops, is going to hurt. Yes, you're going to see a ding or two because of the materials of the device, but I did not feel like it was going to be like, a bad, like I didn't feel bad about it, right? And I felt that this protected it well, the official case from Lemur. Okay, so that's durability. I think somebody asked hot, like hot, like does it feel warm to the touch? I did not experience that at all. Anytime, like, I mean, even on the directions tool, I ran it for like 20 minutes. Here, I'll show you the directions tool again. Give me a second. Let's go to drive.google.com. I think it's here. Is it this one? I think it's this one. Okay. All right, let's see. Hopefully this works. Okay, I think you can see that. Let's put it again. So there it is, showcasing it's moving. And once it passes the, I think this is the one, I think. Hopefully. And if not, it's the next one. I'll have to upload it. Okay. Yeah, so as you see, it's following, the bus as I'm going in the bus. And then at some point, I think this is the one that stops at the stoplight. Let's see. Did it go through? Yes, it went through. Okay, so right there, it says like, hey, you went to the wrong place. Oh, never mind. Rerouting. Boom, right there. As you saw, it gave me a different street. I'll play that part again so you guys can see it. So when it gets to the corner, the bus goes through the intersection, and instead of turning right, it says, never mind, turn right at this other one because you went a little bit further. Rerouting, boom, and then that's it. So the rerouting works like I told you before. Hopefully that calms some fears. Okay, cool. Reliability of hotspot connection, no problem. It's been fine. No problems. So, okay. Let me go to more questions. Again, we're going through just everything. Custom ringtones, not as of now. Feels very sturdy, very nice in the hand. Can we expect all the same functions from LP2 to work just as well, if not better, on the LP3? Yes, 100%. Same alarm options? Yes, same sounds. Camera is dependable. Here, I'll show you again how fast it just kind of like turns, right? So give me a second. So, like let's say that you're pulling it up, right? You pull it up, and then like you press that. Right now, you do have to enter the passcode to access. But if you don't have a passcode, it just goes like super quick. So let's say that you're already here. Boom, right there. And what I expect is that whenever you have the fingerprint accessible, is that you're going to be able to, let's say it's locked, you're going to be able to put your like fingerprint here and then like boom, kind of like go into the camera mode really quickly, and you know you can just like woo, and boom, you know you can just kind of like go on it. So cool. All right. More questions. How close does it feel to the e-ink screen? Not at all, honestly. Even when you turn the brightness all the way down, it's not very like bad on your eyes. Here, let's go over this. Let's see. So this is the brightness all the way down. And as you see, it's quite dim. And if you're in a dark environment, it's not going to hit your eyes really like, you know, terribly. So it's going to just be better, right? So like, you know, but you can adjust the brightness to your liking. Okay. All right. Pretty much everything I have covered. Emojis, I did showcase that. This is a good one. What is the biggest downfall of the device? I would say the biggest downfall of the device is that not all the features are unlocked yet, and not all of them, like the Bluetooth consistency, needs to be improved. I think that's the biggest downfall. The top upgrade that I would like is just to unlock all of those things. Unlock the NFC, unlock the fingerprint, do some of the revisions to the music tool and that kind of stuff. And the phone has definitely surpassed my expectations when it comes to reliability, durability, battery life, and just overall feel. As I say in my review, so I released a review concurrent with this live stream. Well, that's what they asked. Kirk downfall. It's a bit dramatic, yeah, sure, but that's just, you know, kind of like the biggest thing that, you know, needs to be improved probably. But yeah, you know, so like I really think that everything just kind of works. Everything works pretty well without issues. I'm going to send myself here. Let me send myself a Inception clip. I'm going to take a video so you guys can see how the pictures and that kind of stuff works. Let's see. Phone. Personal. Let me send a photo. That photo's fine. And let me take a small video. And send that too. I have not actually sent a video to this device. So as you see, I just got a message. It tells you right there. Boom. Test. So, hey, there's an image. You want to see it? Yes, you can see it. Oh, that's a video. Okay, so the video comes blurry. Very blurry. So that's kind of like carrier compression, right? So carrier compression. And you also get the picture. The picture looks a little bit better, and you can go and zoom in. Look at that. That's pretty good. Yeah, but it's still a little bit compressed. So, you know, just kind of like how it works, right? So like it's a little bit compressed. It's not like the most, you know, functionality right there. Some people are asking to invert colors. That's fine. I can do that. You can go to preferences and I think is general. And you can also disable the haptic feedback, by the way. So this hearing aid control. Maybe it's on screen display. There it is. Invert colors. Don't do this. Please don't do this. Don't do this. I don't recommend this. Do not use the white background. It's, you know, you can mute it a lot, you know, on the, you know, with the brightness. But yeah, I do not recommend you using the white display. I just don't like it. But I mean, you know, if you need it, if you like it, that's fine. You know, like, but I don't I don't recommend it. You know, it's like it's not my recommendation is to not do that. Oh, look, I was recording an audio message. I actually haven't tested what happens when I send an audio message, so I'll send an audio message and see what happens. I don't even know what will happen. You get a file. No media found. Okay, so I cannot play audio messages yet. So that's that. The inverted colors do not affect the maps, so you will still have the black and white maps even if you invert the colors. It's just that the UI will look differently, and I just don't recommend. Like that's just like it just doesn't look good. Just my personal experience, and it will also use more battery life. So I don't recommend it. 100% do not recommend. Okay, so you guys have been patient. Here, we're going to do a little giveaway. So 1 entry per person. Do not spam the chat, please. We're going to go with the red case now. So here it is. So I'll close it in 2 minutes. So 2 minutes, and then we'll go back to more questions. So again, yes, kind of like 2 minutes, 1 entry per person if you want to win the Lemur case, if you have a light phone that you have already pre-ordered. So just kind of like my, all right, 1 entry per person. There it is. That way we can pick names, and kind of like work it out there. And we'll work out the shipping and all of that in just a second. All right, so 1 more minute to entry, and then yeah. So there are some questions that are kind of like more lifestyle thing, like how carriers I have tried: Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T. The least compression that I experienced with T-Mobile personally, but Verizon worked better sometimes. So yeah. All right, no more entries in 20 seconds. So 20 seconds. Then do I recommend this over a flip phone? Honestly, it depends, man. Like, I mean, if you want a flip phone experience and you're willing to, like, hey, this is a cheap device and I just need it for phone calls and text messages, great. That's awesome. I think that's great. Don't buy an expensive device. Okay, no more entries. Entries are done. All right. But if you want a more refined experience, there's nothing wrong with getting a light phone, and like I personally think that's okay. All right, my last person to entry was Dimitri. So Dimitri, that was the last entry. No more entries anymore. So we're going to pick. Let's see. I'm going to make a poll. Start a poll. Okay. Who wins the case? It is going to be. It's hard. I hate doing this. All right, so we're gonna pick Maya Frederickson. So Maya Frederickson, and we're gonna give him a chance. This is your chance to win. Where is it? Matthew Roldan. We're gonna give you a first shot, brother. I know you did a lot in the previous one, so I know you probably want one. So we're gonna give you a first shot. Let's see if the people vote for you. So Maya or Matthew, you guys can vote right now. I'll close it in about 2 minutes, and then we can continue with the last hour. Ooh, Matthew. Ooh, it's getting close. All right. Cool. I see it. Whatever you do not vote for me. Okay. And then we have one more. I think Maya is gonna take it. It seems like 80% already. So, and then we have one more after this. So, we'll do a half and half again. And by the way, I do have another case that is coming up. Sometime soon. And I will be giving that away on the Reddit. So, it's more like going to be definitely more of like a random comment, thing. But yeah, just stay tuned. Like I have more giveaways I'm going to be coming. I did buy a few cases and I'm really excited really excited about it. You know, it's just going to be a good experience. Give me 1 second. Okay, let's see. Pin this comment. Alrighty. That's it. Maya, please contact me via Discord, Reddit, or email. And yeah, we will go from there. And one more case. So Maya, this is yours. I'll be shipping it probably next week. Maya, red one. Yep, red one. Perfect. Maybe the giveaway was the friends we made along. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, guys. One more giveaway towards the end. We have 1 more hour. Please let me know what you want to do. You know, like what is it? You know, your friend Owen. My name is Maya. That's funny. What haven't I not covered? Now, you know, I want to cover a few more things here. Let me go on the Reddit and let's see if I forgot anything. All of the other stuff I have been showcasing, group text, RCS. Oh, somebody asked about video calling. So video calling has not been included because it's not live yet. So, you know, the video, the selfie camera can only do pictures. So I think that they haven't figured out how to, like, you know, enable that, or maybe they're testing it right now, you know. So there you go. Somebody said, is WhatsApp a real possibility? As always, they're trying to make it better. They're trying to just continue and you know, kind of make it better. Okay, let's continue with questions. Now we're gonna go through just questions here in the chat. Jordan, can you send memos and notes through messages? I assume record the memo, voice memos and notes, and then send it through messages. No, you cannot do that. Landscape typing is not a thing. No, this only works on portrait as of right now. Sure, I can show you the calculator tool. Let's go for that. I'm going to have to watch this and kind of go over it. So it's super basic. Calculator tool, so 5 plus 5, 10 plus 6, 16 times 9 divided by 5. And it has some decimals and, you know, that kind of stuff, but nothing, you know, crazy. It's not going to be scientific calculator. Okay. Sound of the speaker. I went through that just a little bit before, but I can go through it again. That's fine. Let's go to, let's see. Deep questions. Are we getting dumber? That's a good question to Cal Newport. So that is how it sounds.
And this is Deep Question.
The show to cultivate a deep life. So that's kind of like a little bit performance. Of course, I cannot show you the sound of the speaker like through a microphone, you know, kind of like it's going to be muffled in your speakers and whatnot. But I can tell you it gets as loud as 100 dB, and that's pretty loud. So yeah. Can you check storage usage on phone? Yes, I believe you can. I was checking that the other day. Let me see. Let me go to device info. Was it that? Nope. Storage. There it is. Device storage. Available storage out of 93,000 megabytes in some system. MMS, podcast tool, music tool, directions tool, notes tool. So as you see, yep, you can check how much you have available. I guess I have like about 89 gigs available, roughly. You know, probably some of it is taken by the system, the Android system, everything that's, you know, yeah. Okay. Please show what info feeds we have while saving contacts. Oh, yes. Okay, I can do that. Okay. New contact. Oh, no. Let's just do that. Okay, so you can do first name. Then you do last name. Then you can save. This is a contact. You can edit the contact. You only have phone number, last name, and first name as of right now. But they have said that they want to expand that. Let me delete that contact because I don't want to have a garbage contact in there. There it is. And you can share contacts, you know, kind of like the CSV thing. Edit contact, delete. Boom. There it is. Okay. Can you disable the screen timer? Oh, yes. Let's do that. I think you assumed the clock, right? So I believe it is settings, preferences, phone. Let me just make sure that I know where it is. Aha. Okay. So yes, I can show you. Okay. So you go to settings, then you go to preferences, general, home screen, and then you can display the date, voicemail icon, signal battery, phone shortcut, network shortcut. So you can do all of this stuff, or you cannot display the time if you don't want the time. And boom, there it is. No time in the home screen. So yeah. I do like the time, so I'm gonna go back because I do like my time in there personally, but I know some of you don't, so that's okay. I'll actually put the date again. So, okay, good. There it is. Okay, more questions. Let's do it. Have you removed the back cover? I have not. You need specialized tools, and I have not gone to my friend's iFixit kit. There is a special, like, kind of like screw that you have to remove, but it is removable. It's just that I have not removed it. I have not gone that far. Let's see. Can you text in landscape? No. No auto rotation features. Everything is in portrait. I just arrived. Do you already review how to unlock podcasts to the phone? You go to the there's a full guide on how to do that. And what you do is you go to the dashboard, and then here, let me try to show you. Give me a second. All right, so dashboard, toolbox, podcast. Okay, there it is. So let me show you. So once you are on the dashboard, which you log in with your email, you can search for podcasts. What podcast do you guys want me to share? Search for? Please give me a, something that I should listen to. Actually, there's a podcast that I've been meaning to listen to. It's called Upstream, I think. I have it on my notes. Somebody recommended it to me the other day. It's called Upstream, yes. So I'm going to Upstream. You search it. Upstream Radio, I think probably is that one. I'm going to add this one, Upstream by Upstream. And I'm going to show you how it syncs automatically on the phone at the same time. So I'm going to add it, and Upstream was followed. And then I will go here to the phone. And now go to podcasts, you go back. Where is it? Okay, yeah, there it is. And then Upstream should show up. There it is. Upstream showed up. And then that's it. Boom. Mark's Capital. I don't even know what the podcast is about. Somebody just recommended it to me. So, yeah. So that's, I guess it's about economics, maybe, Marxism. We'll see. Anyways, so yeah, it just shows up, and then you're good. So you can, show whatever it is that you want. You can go and search through all of that stuff. Okay, let's continue with more questions. How do the slim cases work? Did I do that one already? No. No, I don't have them, so I cannot show them. But once I have them, I'll be reviewing them. Can you put a photo in notes? No. How does the knob sound and feel? It feels really good. It's a little bit freewheeling, but I like it. It does not do any like hard sound though. You cannot detect it. Um, directory tool demo. Sure. Yes. So go to the directory tool. You search for a business. In this case, we're going to search for a big business like Starbucks. I always search for that one because everybody has a Starbucks nearby. And then boom, it gives you the list of all the Starbucks near me. We're going to go to the one in Lone Tree. Oh, and look at that. Starbucks, and gives you a description of what it is, the phone number, when do they open, and whether you can reserve, that kind of stuff. And there you go. You want to search for a different business, like, I don't know, Burger King. I don't even know what the nearest Burger King is to me. Burger King, Centennial, Littleton. I mean, this is Denver area, right? So, that's just what it is. And yeah, you can find the information, you can call it, or you can go to the directions and it will give you the directions right away. That's how it works. Can you drag and drop files from the phone, like for pictures? Yes, so that was very easy. You just connect the USB and it kind of like pops up as a, hey, this is a device. Like, you can file transfer like any other device. Literally, like it just shows up on your list of devices on your computer, and then you just bloop, get it, drop it, copy it, whatever you want to do. So it works like any other Android phone. No additional software required. I see a few so. Exanimo, what have you been most disappointed with it so far? Again, I think it's just that there are tools that I know are coming. There are tools that I know that they have been preparing for, and they're just not available yet. So, that's just what it is. Let's see. Dumb phone reviews when connecting to PC. Do you need to go through email? No. Photos and videos, you can drag them. No problem. How strong is the vibrate alert? How quiet can the audio alert get? The alert can get decently quiet, but it's still decent. It's still loud. Like, it's not too quiet. It's not too tiny. It's still pretty loud. Like, you can hear the boom, around whenever you kind of get a message or something like that. The vibrate alert is strong. Give me a second. Let me see if I can do this. Personal. I think I can call. I think so. It's not loud enough to feel, but like you can feel it. Like I feel it throughout. And I don't know if you can see it micro moving. Like, oh, there it is. You can see it moving. So the feedback is, it's pretty loud. Like, it's pretty like, the vibrate alert is strong enough that you're like, yes, this is strong enough. Like it moves on its own, whereas like in the past, it just didn't, right? So I think the vibrate alert is strong and you will feel it in your pocket, even with the Lemur case. Okay. Is it only MP3 files that work with the music tool? No. So they're unlocking that, and more files like FLAC and all of that stuff will be available soon. Yeah. Okay. All right. We still have some time, so don't worry. Your questions will be answered. We're going to get to it. Okay. Let's see. Any additional fields for entering contact? No, none of that right now. What about battery life? 3 to 4 days. No problem. Edwin, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. I really thank you for that. How many conversations does the LP3 start in public? Honestly, everybody's always like, what is that? Right? Like that's the first thing that you get. Yeah, like, oh my gosh, like, what is that? Is that a phone? Like, how does it work? And then when they start using it, most people will say like, wow, this is good. It works. Like it's fast. Like, it does everything that it needs to do and it does it well. So people are happy. People are excited. People are like, oh wow, like yes, this is great. So I'm really happy about that too. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm really happy. And most people are like, oh, so what prompted you to get this phone? And then you start explaining, at least in my case, I'm like, well, years ago, I used to be kind of like on my phone all the time and very addicted and, doing all of those things. And now I want to have a better relationship with technology, and you kind of give them the spiel. And then you just say, like, and this is the one that I like, because that's just what it is. It's the one that I like. And some people uh, don't need it. Some people don't need it. Some people are better served by a different device. And I hope that you are aware enough to know whether this device is going to serve you or not. Have you been able to disassemble it? Not yet. So I'll be going through that in the future. Okay. Robert, how do you deal with spam text messages? I don't get any because I sign up for the do not call registry on the government's website, and I just don't get text messages anymore. So make sure to register. And whenever I get spam text messages again, I just go back to the registry and I sign up again, and then it takes a little while, but then I don't get any spam text messages. So yeah. My LP2 has started so many even made on a friend or a flight thanks to expect that increase with LP3. Oh yeah. So like you're talking about okay. 3-way calls. You can participate in a 3-way call, but you cannot initiate it. So you can participate in it, you cannot initiate it. Does it have auto brightness based on environment brightness? Not at the moment. You have to use the wheel to get the brightness down or up. That's kind of like your decision. Languages supported right now, although, okay, let's go back to my missed call. Yeah. Let's go to my mom. Okay, let me delete this before I send it to my mom. And then she's like, what is going on? Why are you sending me messages at the middle of the day? I'm working, she's a busy person, and it's a nonsense text as well, So the languages that are available right now are the English, right? Or European. Some European diacritics are available as well. So I'll showcase that to you in just a second. So, if you want extra letters, there they are. So, those are all of the A's available. Let's go to the S set. So for German, and some Slavic languages right here. You also have la ñ for the Spanish language, right? So if you want to type español, you can do that. The French C, cedilla or cedille. I don't know how that's called in English. I believe it's just kind of like a diacritic, right? It's just like a accent mark. So if your language is Latin based, you have the ability to do that, to have a few extra, characters, like the O's, right? You have a variety of O's. And you also have the ability to do AZERTY or QWERTY. So, you can change the keyboard layout from QWERTY to QWERTY or AZERTY. So if that's, more like how you type. Let's see. Can we compare to other phones? Yes, actually we can start that kind of comparing, but I'm going to probably do a different live stream where I compare to more phones. So the one that I showcased in my review was the minimal phone, and I think it's not a direct competitor, but it's kind of hey, this is how I think about it, right? So if your lifestyle does not need anything more than phone, camera, podcast, directions, calendars, directory, music, hotspot, notes, alarm, album, calculator, timer, and settings, or you can go even, I just loaded everything because I know you guys were going to ask questions. But on my personal phone, whenever I trim this down, I don't have the calculator tool. I don't use the timer tool. I don't use the, I think I don't use the notes tool at all. It's not something that just adds value to me. So, I trim it down even further. So if you want something that is just extremely simple, it feels good in the hand, it's going to last for a long time, get the iPhone 3. But if you need apps, right? If you need something like, hey, I need WhatsApp, I need this to work, yada, 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 you can get the minimal phone. And the minimal phone is an e-ink device with a QWERTY keyboard, right? So you have the ability to kind of type and stuff like that. But this has more hey, I can install applications and I can have messages and RCS and Signal and WhatsApp and, all the apps that I want with all the conveniences that I need. And it still has a good battery life. It still has, kind of like they're updating it right now. I'm really happy that the company is taking a turn and, becoming more friendly to the customer, and hopefully that continues so I can continue recommending it. But yeah, just think about it in those terms, right? Like if you need a device that has all of the functionalities and all of the things, just go for something that it's more of a smartphone. It's more of like things like that. One more thing that I do want to showcase here. I'm gonna turn off the device and I'm gonna turn it back on, because I like the animation. I think it's kind of cool. Let me just turn it on as I talk about it. So yeah, so like when it comes to the device itself, right? The Light Phone 3 it's a basic device. It's not a device that is going to do all the things, and it's going to be all these maps and conveniences and NFC and all of that. It's not that yet, so don't misunderstand the device for what it can do, and just enjoy it for what it is, right? Even though the company has a magnificent track record, in my opinion, and it has done extremely well on all fronts with this device, just buy it for what it is right now. And is it going to support your budget, your lifestyle, the way that you do life, and that kind of stuff, then go ahead, get it. It's going to be great. Otherwise, no, don't get it. Go with the minimal phone, lock down your iPhone. So I have a new app that I have been testing. Here, I'll show you what that is. It's called Focus. And like this app, this is the brick NFC, but it works with any NFC. So, like you scan, and then when you go back, all the distracting apps are blocked. See, that's restricted, so it's blocked. And then if you want to access it again, you go to the app. This is free, so that's why I like it. And I've been recommending it more. You can go brick as well. It does the same thing, but it's expensive to a degree. This is $50. This is free, and you can buy an NFC tag for like cents on the dollar. So I would say, so yeah, I mean, just know yourself, know what you want to have in your phone, and like if you can live a very simple life with a device that does the basics and no more, I think the Light Phone is a perfect companion for that. Do you want to get more resources, more things? Get a Cat S22, get a Jelly Star, tiny phone with all the utilities, but the screen is so small that you're not going to be watching videos or, doom scrolling on, something this small. But know yourself and know what you want. And I feel like that's going to be, kind of like working, right? Okay. Can you upload audiobooks to the phone? If you have the MP3, yes, you can upload audiobooks to the phone, Rob. Andreas, I actually meant the screen off timer. Oh, okay, yes, sure. Let's see if I can. Preferences, phone, display, sleep. It goes all the way up to 10 minutes. So, the screen off timer, you can set it off to like 10. So that's the max. When connecting to PC, Dragon Photos, no. Okay. Can you set the screen to always be on? No, we just found that out. 10 minutes is the max. Show call ringtones. Can we charge it with 20-watt iPhone charger? Yeah, call ringtones are already on the website, so I recommend that you go look into them. And you'll be able to listen to a higher fidelity. But it has a wide variety. Let's go to the settings. All right, let's just go here. So it has classic, Cosmos, Bubbles, Chimes, Manhattan. Just different ones. That's it. I mean, you just go to the website and you'll be able to find more. Okay. Does it catch? You can charge it with any fast charger, and it charges really fast. Like honestly, if you have a fast charger, it's probably an hour and you're back to 100%. Does it catch fingerprints easily? Yes, but they're not visible. It's very matte. Like that has fingerprints, and you can barely see them, but like because of the material, and you can wipe them very easily. They're not noticeable. Something like here on the as you see right there, this has a lot of fingerprints on it, the minimal phone, but it's just different materials. Like, like it's, this has same usage, but as you see, you can barely see them, right? You can notice them here. You cannot notice them here. Okay. Landscape and portrait photos. I assume that has auto rotation. Honestly, so that's the thing. You go into the tool and like, I don't know how to explain it here. Let me put something here. So you rotate the device, but it doesn't auto rotate with it. Let me see if I can. Yeah, there you go. So like right there, it's like a fixed. See, it doesn't auto rotate. So yep, it's not. You can take the picture and it will come in portrait. Like it will get the XF data, right? Like, it will show it in portrait or landscape, but because it's very squarish, doesn't make that big of a difference. So because you can only have one kind of, kind of like aspect ratio, right? So like it just has one. Okay. All right. Let's continue with more questions. Let's see. Where did I leave? Do you have info about... Okay. No. Wow, you guys went ham on the questions. Okay, now I'm back to where we were. Fingerprints, yes. Okay, how do you switch quickly between apps without going to the toolbox? Press and hold? No, that is only when you have an app that has audio. So here, I'll play a podcast. Here, I'll play a podcast. Let me just go. Okay. Cool. Well, maybe a few more. I don't want to trigger anything. Yeah, this is low. I don't know why. That's interesting. Okay, let me just play that. So let's say I'm playing a podcast, right? Like, and I'm just going about my life. I'm replying to a few text messages. I'm texting my mom, like, hey, Mom, I love you, yada, yada, yada. And I want to go back to the podcast. I just hold the middle button and boom, it goes back to the podcast. So you're able to kind of go in there. But this only works with audio. So if you are in a phone call or a directions or podcast or music. So those you can navigate quickly by hold and pressing the side button. Everything else, you need to go to the toolbox and, kind of like go with it, right? All right. Let's see, where are the podcasts coming from? The library is iTunes. So you can search all of the iTunes library, or you can add RSS. Back button seems to not be working well. Honestly, so this is the problem. So when you're holding it, when you're holding it with your two hands, I have no issues reaching out for the back button. But whenever I'm touching it with my index finger, I'm always messing it around. So like when I'm holding it with my two hands or I reach, I know where the back button is and I don't have any issues. So in functionality, it's fine. It's no issues. But when I'm doing this live stream, I'm like, okay, am I hitting it? Am I getting into the right direction? And that kind of stuff. But it works well. Yeah, I haven't had that issue. Yeah, so again, if you see like, oh, this seems like junky or whatever, no, it's just how you hold it. Like when you're holding it, like the reach of your thumb and like index finger, like for some reason, like, like as you see right there, when you're tapping it on the correct area, like no problem. But it's more like, oh, I have it like right here and you tap, because I don't know what is it, but maybe that's an improvement that they can do. But I haven't had issues with the back buttons. Like, the back buttons is just like, oh, I tap it, it goes back, back and forth. It responds very well, but it's more of like an adaptation of length of the finger and like, how you tap it, how you interact with the screen. But I guess, I could probably tell Joe, like, hey, have you looked into this? Can you make the surrounding area tap better? Because on the light phone, since the screen was so small, probably reached it, like I reached it quicker, right? So like if I went to phone, let's see. Like I was texting Joe, right? And like it had the X, right? It didn't have the back button. It had the X. So like that was different. So maybe it's just kind of like a getting used to kind of a thing. Maybe they can bring back the X. That'll be easier. Okay. Have you tried to upload? Okay, we already went through that. Is the screen visual response on the main screen as stilted as it appears on the video? No visual bounce responses when scrolling pages. Like this? Yeah, it's like this is it. There's no like scrolling pagination on the main screen, but there is scrolling pagination on the like on the phone and other tools, areas where it kind of makes sense. How do you add music to the phone? Same thing. You go through the dashboard, you upload your music, and then it magically appears on the phone when once you have a connection. Are phones shipping today? Yes, they are. They're shipping today. Do you have info about QR code readability? No QR code functions as of right now. If your phone doesn't have a passcode, can you click on the camera and it loads without any other interaction? Yes, I can disable the passcode so you guys can see that. I should have done that. Putting this passcode is just like a pain. Okay, so you go live. That's it. So, yep. I don't know if it does it from. No, you have to be turned on, and then boop. There you go. That's it. Way faster. Okay. What about searching tool for generic business, cafe or gas station? Yeah, I can do that for the directory tool. That's fine. You can look into it. So cafe. All the coffee shops. There it is. Great. Like I said, it's the cheat sheet code for the directions tool. Okay. Does the portal look the same? Yes, the dashboard looks the same. Can you save videos received from text messages? I don't know. Let's see. No, but you probably can. This probably sends it to. Yep, you can share the media with somebody else. And I assume I got an email. Let me check this. Yes, so I am also getting my my images. I'm getting them from the light phone into my email. So this has this function where it sends it automatically to your email, and I'm getting it to my email as well. So I just checked my email right now, and it does so. Okay. Trevor, has your LP2 gotten slower over 5 years of using it? Nope. It's been pretty much the same. Battery life has gotten a little worse, but that's it. Flashlight is activated only when the phone is on, and you have to press it. Give me a second. And you have to press it like right here. So there you go. When it's off, it doesn't work. Okay. What do you feel you're missing? Personally, nothing, because this just makes my light phone 2 experience so much better. So it's like, whoa, this is amazing. This is the best, right? Yeah. But I'm not missing anything personally. But yeah, I want to see the NFC tools or maybe rideshare, beeper. Like when they release all those things, I think my life will get even easier. But as of right now, like it's like, yeah, it's better than the light phone 2. The battery life is even better. What do I have to complain about again? So that's just how I think about it. Okay. Let's see. FLAC, how much data can a calendar entry hold? Unlimited. It's essentially like any Android, Google Calendar app. Like it just holds all of the data because it syncs with the cloud. Yeah, we'll see what they do with the improvements of the back button. I see a few conversation in there, but for me, it hasn't been an issue once I'm holding it normally as I would use the phone. Do you know if they're working on direct typing like swipe? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think they're working on that right now. Personally, I don't recall anything like that. Yeah. All right, time from low to 100%. On a fast charger, about an hour. On a slow charger, probably like closer to 2. Yeah. Do we need to get to a store to get service transferred? No, you don't. You just pop the SIM card. So it does have a SIM card tray right here. You eject it with a tool like one of these. Like you just pop it and there it is, you know, and then you put your SIM card and then you push it back in and that's it. No expandable storage. I think somebody asked that in the past. Okay. What are the new features coming in the upcoming weeks? I don't think they're going to be putting a lot of new features. I think what they're going to be doing is like refining what they already have. Do you think this phone is capable of streaming music on any platform? If so, which platform do you think they will choose? Capable? Yeah, it's capable. Do I want them to? No. Do I think they will pick a platform? Yes, and I think that platform will eventually be Spotify. I think so. That's my, that's my kind of like idea. Does autocorrect exist only in English? As of right now, yes. Okay. What text select options are available? Can you select all or swipe to select? No, I believe right now it's just a copy and paste. You can only copy and paste stuff, like the whole of it, nothing specifically. How has the durability been? Have you been using the Lemur case or the Slim case? I've been using the Lemur case, and the durability has been fantastic. I haven't felt like if I dropped it, afraid of it. It's a pretty solid phone in the hand. But with the case, you feel even more protected. So, yeah. Let's see. I think the only apps you can install are security apps. Can you click into an app on the minimal phone? Yeah, sure. I can show you that. I mean, it just looks like Android. This is an Android phone. It's a smartphone with e-ink. Let's look into keep notes. Why not? There it is. You know, you want to add a note, image. You want to add a drawing, text. Low. Here, let me. This is a showcase. There it is. That's how it works. It just looks like any other app, any other Android phone with just the difference that it is an e-ink screen, right? So as you see right there, I'm scrolling through stuff. Let's go to ESPN. You know, you can see right there. Boom, ESPN. You can read it. You can play videos. You know, you can do whatever it is that you need. That's that. Okay, let's see. Jackie, there was a giveaway. We're gonna do one more before we leave. I only have 23 minutes left. Slowing down, so you know. Evan, yes, you can check how much storage. I just showcased that a few minutes ago, and I'll be adding more detailed timestamps so that we can go. You can go through it, but yeah, you can check the storage. I went through the powered up animations a few minutes ago. I'll put that also in the timestamps. Jose, that's a good plus. In my opinion, really suffers from basic privacy features. Having encrypted messaging is a little basic minimum that people should have to communicate. Yeah, I mean, if that's what you think, that's fine. I still communicate privately with my friends with Signal in my desktop. So my light phone is mainly for calls. So yeah, I mean, I know some people feel more particular about this topic than others. I think I'm actually bringing Henry from Techlore. He is a good privacy advocate. We're gonna have a chat about privacy and how to be more private. And we're going to have a conversation about that in one of the podcasts soon, hopefully. Okay. Wow. What else? Would you have to rotate photos on your computer later? Yeah, you can rotate them. I mean, but yes, it like I mean it the data kind of showcase everything, but yeah. Can we see some calendar entry fields? Yes, sure thing. Calendar entry fields. So you have that date, start time, all day. My email if you want to contact me, location, alert, repeat, and add notes. That's essentially it. That's all you get for the calendar entries. So you get the email that you're, locating it through, some data and location, and the other stuff is notes if you want to add notes. Is the aspect ratio of the pictures 3:4? Yes, that's the camera. So right now, yep. Minimal focus distance. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what the minimal focus distance is. That's a good question. Let's see. Does it focus? No, it's not focusing. So probably about what? Like 3 inches? Yeah. Roughly like, let's see. Yeah, about 3, maybe 4 inches, 3, 4 inches, like about this. Yeah. So 3, 4 inches to take a picture. That's kind of minimal focus distance. Let's see. What new features are coming in the future? For now, the things that we know probably for certain are fingerprint ID, NFC wallet, and some sort of ride share is in the works. But from that, there's more optimizations for the current tools. No new features like future promise. And beeper is kind of like an undercurrent thing. Okay. How has the wheel been? Do you find it functional? What would you like to see from it? Honestly, I would like to see a zoom on the camera from the wheel. That would be kind of cool. Besides that, I do find it functional. I mean, you kind of like go with brightness, back and forth. That's the main function right now. And the flashlight, I don't use the flashlight that much, so yeah, kind of what it is. Images still don't show up in text message threads. No, they do. Like I said, you can click on it and see it. No issues. Does it support voice messages? No, it doesn't. No, so right now. Boom, boom, boom. No Play Store. Any updates that the LP2 will also be getting? Anything that the Lightphone 3 can do and that the hardware does not limit it on the Lightphone 2 will be sent to the Lightphone 2. That is one of my favorite things, is that, hey, like they're not leaving it behind. Okay. Oh, good question. I did talk a little bit about this in the past, but for example, my AirPods work for connection for my for the Lightphone 3, but it did not work for controls. But my Sennheiser works with controls and for noise canceling and also for connection with the Bluetooth. So some devices will not have, as of right now, the consistency of all the features working, and some devices will. I can't test every Bluetooth device, but yeah, it's kind of like just what it is. Voice to text works pretty similarly, and I did a test in the past, yes. How do I think this stacks up with the Mudita Compact? It depends. Do you want to have apps on your phone with the Mudita Compact? Then the Mudita Compact is better. 1-to-1? So one-to-one, only the features that come on the device. I prefer the light phone personally, just because I use directions more and podcasts more. Whereas for the Mudita Compact, I would say it's great if you want an e-reader because it has that capability and the light phone doesn't have that, right? So look at the feature parity and look into, okay, what's actually important for me and what it's not important. Are we closer to Spotify or RCS, you think? 6 months before one of those kind of materializes or something happens. If you're using, can you upload music through a computer? No, it's only through the dashboard right now. Maybe they'll open that up in the near future. If you're using Verizon, do you know if the LP3 will be under their smartwatch plan? It won't be under the smartwatch plan because it does have a smartphone chipset, so it cannot be under the smartwatch plan. Does it have eSIM? Yes. However, I have not tested it because I don't have eSIM on my plan. So I'm going to have to figure it out once I'm able to, like, okay, I need to switch. Let's test the eSIM. And you have to enter the numbers. It doesn't have the QR code functionality right now. More questions. I don't have the slim case, but I did buy one. I bought the orange one. Okay. Whew. We have 15 minutes left, so we will work through as many questions as I can. But there's a lot more, and I probably will be able to write down everything, a database of information that will be more helpful. How do I move service from my iPhone over Verizon? If you have a SIM card, you just transfer it over. If you don't, then eSIM, right? So you transfer the eSIM and you have to kind of call them or go to the website. Last giveaway now for those in Australia who need sleep. Sure, let's do it. Last giveaway for those who need sleep. White Lemur case. 1 entry per person, please. And 2 minutes. So 2 minutes for entries, and then we'll pick 2 more people, and then you can reach out to me and kind of like, go through that. So, yeah. Okay, let me see if I can answer questions as you guys do the entries. You can link your Google Calendar. Yes. The camera tool does not have a shutter sound. It does have light modes. Don't use it. How many contacts can it store? Way more. I mean, we're talking about 128 gigs. I don't know how many of that stores, honestly. Ooh, that's a good question. What was the biggest improvement from iPhone 2 year 1 to the iPhone 3 currently through software updates? Or iPhone 2 currently? I mean, if you're talking about iPhone 2 to iPhone 2, it's like years ahead. It has all of these tools, all of these amazing things. But the iPhone 3 is just like, it just feels so much smoother than the iPhone 2 ever felt. Retail price, $599. How frequently is Light issuing updates? I expect them to issue at least 2 updates quarterly. No hotspot tether over USB. Contacts showed up in the Bluetooth in my car, but I have an old car, so cannot tell you if your new car will work. However, I do have a rental car today that is more like 2024, 2025, hopefully. I don't know what they're going to give me. So I'll be reporting on that. Join the Discord if you want to ask a few more questions, that kind of stuff. I see a lot of entries. And please, only 1 entry per person. Remember that. Thank you. All right, no more entries. Last entry is Mimi Q. Okay, Vinicius Baima. Okay, all right. Done. No more entries, please. No more. Amol was the last entry. I'll give it to Giovanni, the last entry. Please. That's it. All right. Let's see it. Okay, George, you may not have heard, but we disqualified the multiple entry people. So let's do it again. All right. First person. All right, let me go to the poll thing. Give me a second. Gotta be back here. All right, poll. Who should win? It's okay, Yards. We'll have more giveaways. Don't worry. All right. We're gonna try this. Charles Giles or Gills versus wow, this is so hard, picking like somebody. Let's do I feel so pressured. I need to find a better way to do this. All right, we'll do C Bolt. There you go. You guys vote, and whoever wins gets the last case, and we'll have more. Don't worry. Yeah. We'll have more. Don't worry about that. 29 votes so far. C bolts. Oh, it's close. It's close. It's closer than the other ones, at the very least. The other ones have kind of like been like just wipe. Like 51%. My gosh, that's crazy. It's okay, George. You'll have an opportunity next time, and yeah, we'll figure that out. It's so close. I don't want to close it. Okay, I'm going to close it in a minute. So 1 minute. Get your votes in. Okay. Let's see it. It's going. 40 seconds. Oh, gosh. Oh, wow. I don't know. Oh, maybe yeah. Stream elements. I didn't think about that. I'm sorry. I just, I don't use this so often. Like I don't use the stream kind of stuff all the time. So like, sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know. All right. 10 more seconds. Seabold on the by 51%. Literally razor thin margins. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pull. And Seabold gets it. Lower participation. Please reach out to me via Reddit, Discord, or email, please. So yeah. I could have put the timer on the live phone for vote. That's true. See, I haven't done live giveaways, so like I need to kind of do it. Okay, final questions. I have 8 minutes, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. Appreciate all the likes. It's been great. It's been a great live stream, and I think it's just going to be. So let me show light mode. A lot of you have been asking again to show the light mode. I just don't think it's good, man. Like, look at that. Let's see. Okay, there it is. And I don't like it personally. But, if you like it, go for it. I mean, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I think it's okay. I think it's fine. But I personally don't think it's good. So I'm not going to use it. But you can. You're more than entitled to do so. But I personally just don't like it. So, okay. Dun, 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 dun. All right. Voice commands, no voice commands. I think that's it, everyone. Cases, yes, there are cases. I have shown off the Lemur cases at the beginning. That's how we started Black Skimmer. Okay. All right. I think that's it. I don't know if there's anything else. We'll be back with more dumb phone stuff. And let's look at what the tech community is saying. Actually, that's something that we can do together. Last thing to close. I'm very curious as to what the tech community is saying. You guys said The Verge has a review. A 7. Ooh, that's pretty high. Okay, not bad. Let's see. Light Phone 3 review. Everything in moderation. It's much better, more powerful, still extremely minimalist smartphone. Light is getting close to nailing the formula. I like it. I like it. It's true, you know? Ooh, The Verge. You want me to get a subscription? Absolutely not. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to get this article in just a second. Just give me a sec. Yeah, I don't like subscriptions, so I need to get my... A 7 is pretty... Yeah, I mean, I was not expecting that. You know? Save this page. I'm saving it for future reference, and once I have saved it, I can show you again what it is. No Bluetooth keyboard or mouse. I don't think I have U-Block Origin and doesn't work with the Verges, at least for me. So, all right, now I can show you again. Let's do this. Read David Pierce's thing. So, what are the essential features of a smartphone? That's not a third question. It's actually a useful exercise. $599. Light Phone is attempt to answer those questions. The Light Phone 3 is substantially more powerful, functional, and smartphone-ish than anything Light has shipped before. That's very true. Lovely hardware. Screen and camera are great. Generally zip interface. NFC, fingerprint, and video chat don't work yet. That's true. This is what I was saying. Needs to unlock that potential. Missing a few essential phone features. Practically smartphone price. That's a good critique. That's fair. Industrial design, phone camera, podcast, kind of goes through everything. I really, really miss CarPlay and audio, Android Auto. Yeah, I get that. Some people do miss that. I never have it, so I have a Camry from 2004. Let's see the conclusion. Still, there is no other phone quite like the Light Phone 3, and I suspect it will appeal to many people. The idea of the Light Phone is to turn using your phone into a thing you do on purpose, not absent-mindedly whenever your brain is unoccupied for 3 seconds. Having instant, always on access to everything is not a good thing, and the Light Phone takes it away. I have used the Light Phone 3 less than any other phone I ever reviewed, and that is a great thing. Ooh, that's good. I have long believed the idea behind the Light Phone, and I believe this phone too. I just wish I had WhatsApp. Yeah, a lot of people wish that too. But hey, hopefully it will come, My best advice for the iPhone is to wait. The company has to... Oh man, this is great. This is great. And I think I resonate with this. I think I can say this too. My best advice for the iPhone is to wait. The company has a terrific track record for maintaining and improving its devices, and I have every confidence that it will eventually turn on the NFC chip and a digital wallet, simplify login and payment with the fingerprint reader, add video chat with the front-facing camera, and build the integrations it has promised. But The Verge's long-standing policy is to review only what's in the box, and for now, the phone is unfinished. I wouldn't say it's unfinished, but it has more work to do. But I'm very happy about this. Let's see YouTube. What does the YouTube sphere say? Light Phone 3. Yay! You guys should go watch this review. Give it a like too. Is mine the only video one? I would be surprised. Oh, I guess I'm the only video review. Okay, well, I wish there was another one. Well, The Verge, I mean, that's pretty big. That's okay. That's okay. Let's Google Light Phone 3 reviews. Ah, Wired. Nice. 2 hours ago. And that's it? Hmm. Hmm. Tools. Sort by date. Launches. Yeah. No review for them. Couple of, yeah. Okay, let's read Wired. A significant hardware upgrade over its predecessor, the Light Phone 3 is the digital detox we need right now. Ooh, better rating, 8 out of 10. Wow. Let's go. Finally, reviewers are having this, yeah, common sense. That's great. That's great. I'm very happy. Like, I mean, look, as somebody who calls it the gold standard, right? Like, if you go to my review, my channel, let's go to my channel. My title is Light Phone 3 Review, the gold standard. And I feel happy about that. I really feel happy because I'm like, yo, they are kind of like, I mean, we're in the same page, you know, like, I mean, a 7 from The Verge is, I know they have, you know, kind of some bias sometimes. We all do, right? Like, but you know, like he's like, hey, I want to give it more. But Wired gave it an 8, and that's like, whoa, that's really great. You don't drive a bus everywhere you go. Kaiwit Tang tells me, in a large startup lab in Brooklyn Navy Yard, New York City. He's a founder of Light Phone. It's more like I think it's more like I went to the city and like, you know, I kind of looked into it, more like a narrative, you know, review. My little phone E. Okay. Explaining some of the hardware. High price. It's true. The longer you use a Light Phone, the more you'll think, well, it'll be nice if they just added this feature. I already thought of a handful, almost for utility and not doom scrolling. Google Authenticator. Okay, what else? Look it up. Okay, yeah, browser, basic searches, you know, something like that. Okay, I reviewed the original Light Phone in 2019, and I said it's not the cure for his moment. Now, it absolutely is. Ooh, that's nice. But the price is a big problem, and I understand why it's so expensive. It's a small team producing small batches, so there's not economies of scale. Some components are custom, like the OLED screen. Okay, good. Like, they acknowledge some of these things. The good news is that the Light Phone, is this the end? The good news is that the Light Phone 2 is still available, and as many of the same software features, it's not as user-friendly and responsive. Yes, you can buy a feature phone and enjoy the same levels of digital detox, but there is nothing quite like the Light Phone 3. It might have sat in my pocket far longer than any other phone I've tested, but it has an aesthetic that makes me enjoy it, using it, and those limited interactions. Best of all, it's giving me more time to take care of a few things around the house this past week instead of scrolling through Instagram all day. Let's go. Come on. I mean, I'm going to read this more in depth, and I actually invite you to read it as well. I think it's great. I go check out my review. I went through a few things more like particularly, you know, and like here we went through a lot and kind of like jumbled, not necessarily, but Wired, tired. Oh, that's kind of very expensive. Some smaller carriers aren't supported. Oh, what is not supported? Carriers. Okay. But few carriers have an option like this. You may be able to utilize a carrier service to share one phone number. In the U.S., it's 5G, T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T, Boost, Mint, Ting, and U.S. Mobile. You may be able to utilize across multiple others like that, but few carriers have an option like this. I'm on Google Fi, and since it's not supported, okay, so Google Fi. I couldn't completely ditch my smartphone during my testing periods. I could send but not receive text messages. Oh, okay. I partially tried to avoid using it when I wasn't about, but I needed it. Okay. It's also important to know that there are no third-party messaging clients, so no WhatsApp or Signal. Okay, yeah. So he has Google Fi, and that's why he's saying that. Okay. All right. Well, it's good. That's good. I mean, I'm happy. I don't know about you guys, but like an 8 from this pretty reputable, you know, Wired is Wired, right? Like it's a magazine, it's really really big. And then a 7 from The Verge, not bad at all. I believe the Light Phone 2 got way worse. Is this the, yeah. So yeah, check out my review, check out their review, and hopefully more people cover it. I will be really excited to see more people cover it. And like, I'm happy. As always, there are links. There are different things. I'm just really excited. Yeah, like I'm just really excited that, um, you know, I was able to cover it today. I was able to give you guys an in-depth look, more like a practical look. But I'm really happy about these ratings. I'm really happy that, um, that more people are looking into it and they're like, this works great. This is good. And hey, I'm glad that professional reviewers agree with me as to say like, hey, this phone is really good. You should get one. And I feel a little validated. I'm not gonna lie, like, because I'm like, this is my hobby, and I do know a lot about this space, but there's also like a few things that's just like, hey, look, like I think this is important. Um, Everyone, it's been my privilege to help you understand whether this phone is for you or not. And if you have any questions, if you have any extra things, please leave a comment in the comment section of this video, any of the other videos. I always try to reply to as many comments as I can. And yeah, I just hope that, I think somebody said there's a Forbes article. No, but that's old. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's later. Anyways, excited, happy that this came up. I'm really happy to know that I was able to be helpful today, and I will continue to cover the Light phone as they make improvements and as they allow you to kind of like go through everything that you need to go through. And I'm just happy that I was able to showcase this to you and to build up the hype, to showcase that, hey, this phone is truly, truly an upgrade over the Light phone 2, and that it's going to be helpful for those of you who is a match to your lifestyle and not just like, something that you want to get. Anyways, thanks a lot, everyone. Thank you for being here. If you want to use the links for the for this, there are links to support the channel if you buy through my link. If not, that's okay. You do what you got to do. If you just want to buy it on your own, that's fine. But I hope you have a great day. And yeah, I hope that you have a great weekend. And for those of you who are getting your phone next week, I'm so excited for you. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. And you're going to enjoy it so much. Have a great day. And we'll see you next time.